country, it's morning time. And so I want to welcome everybody to our broadcast today. You've got Coach CJ and you got myself, Marcus D, and we're coming to you live once again to share some concepts with you we think will be of great value. Coach, I'm excited to be able to get this broadcast started and dive in as quickly as possible to what we've got to talk about. I find it to be very powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphasize to you that there's so many concepts and techniques and things we'd like to share with you. We could do this for years and years and years. We could do this for 20 years and still not touch everything. Believe me, we've got content, we've got methodologies, strategies, we've got teachings that we're going to culminate on October the 21st, and we want you to be there. Today, we're going to focus on the author, the legend, the myth, the absolute champion of the universe. She's got her own journal. Coach CJ's got her own journal. Learning to Love Yourself is right here. You can get your own copy. After Abandonment, Abuse, and Rejection. This is a journal that's got power-packed concepts and teachings that are so valuable. So I wanted to kind of step off to the side here a second and have you, Miss Coach, share with people what is the potency and power and action-packed content in this journal. My particular favorite, because of the daughters, I've got two daughters, 12 and 15, getting ready to be 13 and 16. You've got a section in here on the I ams. Are you serious right now? The I ams is some of the most powerful teachings in the world, worldwide, with in terms of the measurable difference it can have in a person's life and the quality of life. Just with these, we do this every single day that we are praying, even on the way to school. We're doing I ams. I can't say enough about it. So I want to get out the way, and could you share with the people why this type of a product can be of such value and how they maybe could get themselves a copy gifted to them by attending October 21st. Please take it away.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning to you also. Good morning to everyone who's listening. We are here for your benefit. And one of the things that that the journal, we're going to talk about the journal this morning. It was really birthed out of, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was birthed out of my own personal journey to self-love and the steps and what all that I've gone through as a person, as an individual, as a woman. Even you can break that down, even as an African American woman, however you want to say it. But the importance of self-love. Marcus, you and I came up during a time where there was this song. I believe Whitney Houston sung it. I believe I have that right. Where the greatest love, that the greatest love of all.
The greatest love, yes, the greatest love of all was powerful.
Was a powerful, powerful song, and we sung it, we hummed it. It was all significant and everything. But lyrics to songs, specifically that one, can easily just go in one ear and out the other. I know for myself, I would sing it, but I really didn't know what it meant.
You talked about, you're right. I love you. I will always love you. Right. Go ahead.
Right. Self-love. Right. Thank you. So I would sing it. I would sing the song, but it would not be until years later that I understood the power of the song. Because what I did, and a whole lot of folks do, take it for granted that they do love themselves. What person would say, oh, I don't love myself? Not many of us would actually realize that or recognize it. But it wasn't until a very specific situation in my life, and I want to say that I was in my late 30s, mid to late 30s, and I was going through this situation, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Just internally, I heard, Christina, you don't even love yourself. And it broke me. it broke me. A series of decisions that I had made, choices that I had made up until my mid 30s. My life just basically flashed before my eyes. And then I began that journey of self discovery, unpacking why I am the way I am. And as it relates to not loving myself, I couldn't fathom that I did not love myself. I was always that person pouring into other people, doing for others. But
so it's not recognizable to the naked eye.
It is not. It is not. And that is one of the reasons we talk, even on our website. You'll see we'll say deep-seated traumas, because it's not obvious. There are situations where it is obvious, but often there's situations where it's not. So just a couple of months ago, I was sitting here doing some work, and I was just strongly impressed to compile this journal for others who are going through that journey of loving themselves. And what I love, you pointed out the I ams, but what I love is the very first section, Marcus, and I don't know if we'll get much farther than this. The very first section is dedicated to people telling their story, writing it out, telling what their experiences have been that may have caused or attributed to them not loving themselves. Now, for me, and my for me and for my story, you had something written on that page. What was that? Anyway, for me, for my journey, I had been raised in a fatherless home. Had no idea that had any long-lasting impact on me at all. Raised by a mom who had come through the Depression, had experienced the whole civil rights era. Just she had her own issues, her own childhood traumas, honestly. And so raised in this environment, and I had no idea that as I got older, that the lack of having my dad, the lack of having that healthy relationship would have such an overwhelming impact on the value I placed on myself. Or should I say, it would be better for me to say the lack of value that I placed on myself. So you tell your story in the first section, whatever those traumas are, whatever those experiences may have been down through your life, especially during your childhood. You've got to tell it. You've got to get it out. I know that the generation before us, and it has been rectified now by the generation after us, they tell everything. They talk about everything. They disclose everything. But our parents, they didn't open their lips about anything.
Right.
They didn't tell it. It's what happens in this house stays in this house.
Right.
What happens in our family stays in our family. And if at any point, I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but even as a child, when you notice certain things and you speak out on how you felt or whatever, you were told. Nobody wants to hear all of that. Just do what I told you to do.
Right.
Nobody cares anything about what you're saying. And so we've learned to suppress so much. And that suppression, listen, those emotions, those experiences go somewhere. They don't just disappear. They may not be on the forefront of your mind in that moment. You may have successfully suppressed them, but they're going somewhere. They're shaping and carving the way in the future, the ways that you will interact.
Coach, how did you navigate yourself to where you are today, and what maybe we can offer either someone today or on the 21st of October that could help someone see the value in getting with you and I, so that they can get to the point where they're living their lives like we are.
So, and that is what our launch seminar is all about. The whole theme is learn to love yourself and build your dream life. You will not be able to build your dream life 9 times out of 10 until you first deal with your relationship with yourself, how you view yourself. And so on the 21st, like Marcus alluded to earlier, this journal is yours. When you register, you will receive this journal that will walk you through telling your story, walk you through various affirmations. Marcus talked about the I am statements and the work that is involved in learning yourself, independent of how anyone else feels about you. But Marcus, let me tell you, an individual who learns to prioritize themselves, who learns self-care, who learns to look in the mirror and value and appreciate the person that is looking at them, can conquer the world.
Wow.
It all begins with how you view yourself, especially if you want those results that you do get to be sustainable. Now there's people who are, real quick, you can call them flash in the pan or whatever, but there's no root system there to sustain them. If they have not developed self-love, they wind up in these cycles because there's an issue, and people will say the universe. I don't typically say the universe is trying to tell you anything. In my experience, it's God that's bringing these things to the forefront. With these cycles, it's like, go back and check this out, look at this, dig deeper. There's something here that needs to be resolved, so that when you're in that vein and on that trajectory of being prosperous and successful, that is sustainable. We've got to be honest with ourselves.
Another question to help me out on this. So let's say someone's listening right now, but maybe what if they don't want to be categorized as a person who doesn't love themselves? They don't want to maybe say that or let it be known that that's how they feel.
Yeah.
How can we get them to feel comfortable in attending our program without having any kind of labeling or stigmas or weird feelings that, oh, I don't want nobody to know that I've been having some issues loving myself? What can be said now, Coach, to help that person come anyway, and let us take it from there?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, where we are in an incredible point in time where self-love is not selfish. That's the whole coin statement of this time. Self-love is not selfish. And so it's my experience that the lion's share of folks are so open to learning how to love themselves. That's just where we are right now. We understand. And the other aspect of that is within our seminars, we're not calling people out and throwing folks under the bus or putting anyone on blast. The environment that is created is so loving and supportive. Oh my gosh. Woo!
That's it.
Like you said a couple of weeks ago, we know the benefits of being there, but in a safe, supportive environment. That's what our seminars will be on the 21st of October, where individuals can unveil, uncloak. A couple of weeks ago, I said strip down and just really get the help, the love, the support that they desperately need, so that they can be successful in life. And it starts with being honest. In AA, they tell you have to stand up and say, well, hello, my name is whatever. Hello, my name is John, and I am an alcoholic. We can't be in self-denial. We can't. It does not benefit us. It doesn't serve us to be in denial. So we'll come on the 21st, open, ready to receive and to be poured into, and to begin or to continue that journey of self-love. And you and I are there to support that and to build on it. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, no, I was just going to simply say, to be able to be in a safe environment where maybe there could be some vulnerabilities. It's a powerful, powerful thing. One of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life, to have someone be able to hold and cuddle in the palm of our hands, metaphorically speaking, and allow a person to grow and develop and to blossom into a flower of life, or to be able to come out of that cocoon, stretch thine wings, and be able to have the wings dry as they're strengthening, so that you can fly to levels and heights that maybe you've always wanted to get to. We know how to facilitate you getting there No ifs, ands, and buts. I like the way you say, Coach, we've got a combined amount of 75 years. Are you serious right now? 75 years combined? I
Yeah.
would suggest someone get themselves and get your ticket secured on our website. Call the number above, go to the website, get your ticket, get your fee registered, get the hotel reserved. If you want to come from the Midwest, where I'm coming from the East Coast, Midwest, might be $1,000 altogether, put together with airfare and food and hotels. Are you worth $1,000? Are you worth $500? Are you worth $200 to facilitate the launch of your new life, to change your course, to make a course correction, and
Yes.
have the trajectory of your life be on a course that you've always wanted, just didn't have the coach, hint, hint,
Yeah.
to be able to help you. Here we are.
Marcus, I just want to interject this before we hop off this morning. The next 10 folks who register, they're going to have this in advance.
In
The next
advance.
in
Yeah.
advance. So the next 10 folks who register, that begins today, and we'll cut that off next week, Monday. The next 10 folks that register, there I will ship this to them so that they can begin that process, and they'll be ready and prepared once they get there.
If you come in prepared in advance, you're going to have a different experience than
Yes.
others might have. So thank you for that offer. I appreciate it. And I'll stand by and stand out and show up to show out. I'm bringing the heat, fire, thunder, and rain, and lightning. We're going to do it together. And so with that, on that note, we are out for the day. Thank you.
We love you. This is Dell and Dell.